The door clicks shut, you drop your keys in the bowl, then absolute ringing silence. No, how was your day? No, we need to talk. No subtle negotiation about whose turn it is to do the dishes. Just the hum of the refrigerator and the air conditioning. For decades, psychologists told us this silence was a problem. They called it isolation. They called it failure to launch. But look closer at the data. The men choosing this silence today aren't the ones who can't get the girl. They are the ones who did the math. We are witnessing a massive biological override. For the first time in human history, the pain of solitude has become less expensive than the price of connection. This isn't a social trend, it's a risk assessment. Think about the modern relationship contract. If you were a venture capitalist and I pitched you a deal where you risk 50% of your current and future equity for a partner who can break the contract at any time for any reason with zero penalty, you wouldn't just walk out of the meeting. You'd call security. Yet, that is the standard offering. So the high IQ male brain does what it evolved to do. It spots the predator. Except the predator isn't a tiger anymore. It's the liability. This brings us to the testosterone tax. This is the variable nobody mentions. Clinical data shows that when a single man enters a cohabitating relationship, his testosterone levels drop significantly. Evolution designed this mechanism to make you a gentler father, a safer partner. Nature chemically castrates your ambition to keep the peace at home. The men staying single aren't just protecting their wallets, they are protecting their edge. They instinctively feel that domesticity is a sedative. But here is where the logic gets dark. There is a concept in neuroeconomics called the hedonic treadmill. We think marriage will make us happy, but we adapt. We think being single will make us lonely, but we adapt to that too. Actually, we don't just adapt to the silence, we get addicted to it. When you remove the friction of another human being from your life, your cortisol, the stress hormone, bottoms out. Your nervous system exits fight or flight and enters a state of permanent rest and digest. It feels like freedom, but it's actually an anesthetic, and this is the trap. You see, the man who stays single by choice often claims he is doing it to build an empire, to focus, to self-actualize. And for the top 1%, that's true. They use the solitude as a weapon to sharpen their mind. But for the other 99%, look at your own weekends. Are you using that freedom to train, to build, to create, or are you just comfortable? The danger of this lifestyle isn't loneliness, it's atrophy. Without the chaos agent of a partner challenging your bad habits, your ego calcifies. You become rigid. You start getting weird about your routine. You stop tolerating even minor inconveniences. You aren't becoming a stoic monk. You're becoming a fragile system that breaks the moment the pizza delivery is late. This is the paradox of friction. Steel sharpens steel. Without the friction of a relationship, the blade doesn't get sharper. It gets rusty. So the question you have to answer tonight isn't, is dating worth it? The question is, can I survive my own comfort? Because there is a very thin line between finding peace and just hiding from life because you're too afraid to be inconvenienced. The silence in your apartment is a blank canvas. You can paint a masterpiece on it, or you can just stare at it until you go blind. The keys are in the bowl. The door is locked. You have your freedom. Now, what the hell are you gonna do with it?